Okay, I want to try another revenue question. This one's kind of interesting. I was at Comic-Con in Edmonton and I saw that there was a magic card collector there. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And he told me that he actually sells about 500 cards a day for approximately 30 bucks each. Now think about how much money that is. Think about it. If he sells 500 cards, right, at $30 each, look at that. 5 times 3 is 15 with one, two, three zeros. One, two, three. This guy's going out there and he's getting a revenue of $15,000 a day. But think about this though. That's revenue before costs. What are some of his costs? Well, hey, I heard that price of that booth ain't cheap. You know what I mean? So he's got to mark up his card so he can make some decent coin. Now, he found out that he actually goes out and he decreases the price by $3. He actually can sell more cards. Well, wait a second. Does that necessarily mean that he's actually making more money? Let's figure that out. That's what our goal is here. This should be interesting. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this thing called price right now. Let's talk about the price. So he's saying it's $30 right now, but I'm going to decrease by $3. But I'm not going to decrease just once. I may decrease twice, three, four times. I don't know how many times I'm going to decrease. So I'm going to decrease by increments of three. So the first decrease, of course, be down to 27, but then the second decrease, so make that 2, would be minus $6. See what I mean? So you'd be down to 24. 3 decreases would be minus $9. You'd be down to 21 bucks. But if you think about this side now and how many cards he's going to sell, right? Currently he's at 500 cards, but he says that if he decreases the price, he's going to sell $25, or I should say 25 more cards every time he decreases the price. Well, there's your equation. Your whole idea is to multiply the cards times the price to give you the revenue. And what you're going to do here is you're going to see, is that necessarily the maximum revenue? That's what we're after. You want this guy to make his money. That's why he's hiring you as a business consultant, right? Aha. So let's go take this, throw this immediately on our calculator and see what we got. So I've got my calculator here. Notice my window settings are set at Zoom Standard. I've got my equation sitting right there, exactly the same one that we talked about, and I'm going to graph this. Yeah, right. Well, wait a second. Wasn't that cost over here already at $15,000? Your Y window settings, check this out. Your window settings are at a maximum of 10. Yeah, you're a little bit shy of $15,000, I would say. Okay, so let's take this guy, and I'm not going to put it to 15. Remember, we're going to maximize the revenue. Let's put it out to 20,000. Let's see what that's going to look like. Okay, there's 20 grand. Graph it. Aha, there it is. There's my beautiful graph. But something's interesting about this. Notice the graph is actually on this side, and your maximum is right there. Let's find what that maximum means, and let's interpret what that means. So again, second, calc, let's find that maximum 4. Let's bring this guy right over there. Come on, you. Okay, let's see if I can get it over. There it is. Hit enter. Gonna go on the right side of this now. Right bound. Come on. There it is. Okay, there it is. We're on the right side. Enter. Hit enter. Look at that. Negative 4.9999. So guess what? That works out to be negative 5 at 16,875. So let's write that down. That's negative 5 at 16, what was it? 875. I got it written down right here. Okay. So let's interpret that point. What does that point mean? This guy's over like this. What does that point actually mean? That means, think about it. Look at this graph. That means you are over this direction. You're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5, though. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. I don't get this. Let's put this into our nice little equation here, and let's see what this gets. So I'm going to erase this part here. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to take this number here, this negative 5, and I'm going to pop it into the price. Oh, that should be interesting. 30 minus 3 times negative 5. What does that mean? That's 30 plus 15. You should actually be charging more. If you want to make money, he should actually be charging more, not less. See that? He's actually selling more cards at a cheaper price, but if you really want to make more money, you better increase that price by $15 to $45. And then check this out. By putting the -5 in here, check this out. 500 plus 25 times -5. Well, wait a second. 500 plus, that would be a -125. He would actually sell only 375 cards. I'll make that look like a 3. 375 cards. That's all he would sell. Isn't that interesting? But his revenue, look, his current revenue is $15,000. His new revenue, look at this. You made him $1,875 more by increasing the price. Isn't that interesting? So what do we take away from this? What we take away from this is that actually a decrease in price does not necessarily mean an increase overall in revenue. That would make, yeah, that you're definitely selling more cards, but you're not actually increasing the revenue at all. The revenue would increase by a -5 being put into that price and you actually bringing the price up. Isn't that interesting? Now, stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to go out through the proper way of setting this up and putting it on the Windows settings and all that. Stay tuned.